First up, a huge thank you to Panenka Bar and Grill for supporting the channel. You can find us there before every home game and post game, either celebrating or drowning our sorrows. It's a great premium bar and it's situated less than half a mile from beautiful downtown Bramall Lane.
Also, a huge thank you to Parrot Peel. They are a virtual band who create innovative musical experiences just for you. But you already knew that, didn't you? We've been talking about them for long enough. But please do go to parrotpeel.com and check them out because they are awesome.
Ale, ale, ale. Ale, ale, ale. Ale, ale, ale.
Welcome to the Sheffield United Way. My name's Hal. Transfers. We're going to get into it. Let's start the rumour roundup, if you like, with Ekije's success, Ukaki. I have been practicing that for quite some time, and I'm actually very pleased with how that went. The Sheffield Star has a story out today from our friend Danny Hall. Do go and read it in full. Our website, sheffieldunitedway.co.uk, has a piece about him and his early career too, so a double read if you want to. You can also, after you've watched and listened to this, because we are available as an audio podcast, just shy of 180 episodes for the 24-25 season on audio podcast. We really do spoil you, but after this, you can go and check both of those articles out. We understand United's new owners, this is what Danny said, have identified a special talent in the Bulgarian league as their data-led recruitment approach gathers pace. 20-year-old plays for the same club as January signing Christian Nchukwu. That player is Ekije Ukaki. Let's all pray for Panchero, for Roy. As some of you know him as Andrew. So he's going to struggle with that name, I'm sure. Now, the Nigerian Ukaki is listed at different websites as different ages and different heights. So I'm going to go with the height that I'm, having looked at some of the clips, fairly confident that he is. 5'8.5". A great height for a man. Right-footed, right winger. 20 years old, as I say, according to some sites. Others have him as 18, but some of your big boys have got him as 20s. Let's go with that. Played 34 matches, 27 starts this season in the Bulgarian top flight for his club, Botev Plovdiv. Got 7 goals. Now, last season, the season before that, he played in 13 matches, 5 starts, didn't manage to score. Now, he joined Botev Plovdiv from Russian club Vista Academy. He can apparently also play on the left wing and has even turned out as a right wing back. In fact, if you look him up on computer games, like whatever FIFA's called these days in Football Manager, he is listed as a right back. He's contracted to the club until June 2026, having joined last year. Now, in his career, he's played as a right winger 23 times, played as a right wing back 10 times, played as a left winger 3 times. Now, in total for Botev Plovdiv, in all competitions since he's been with the club, it's 7 goals, 4 assists in just 58 matches. It's a burgeoning career. It's a very, very early days in his career kind of way that we're looking at this. And he would need to get a visa. And that isn't always easy. He would need to get one under the exceptional sporting circumstances route. Clubs in the top 2 divisions of English football have 4 of these slots available to them. And of course, we've used up 2 of them. And that is interesting. We've got Caceres and Nchukwu. They filled 2 of these spots. We've got 2 left. In fact, Ron Justice on the S24SU forum, which is one of my favourite places to go, if he's cheap enough, crack on. This is what Ron says. The issue is the exceptional sporting circumstances stuff. That's the technical term. Can't keep filling those spots without there being a progression path. Won't be long until we've blocked any future paths and we're looking at mutual termination for players we've paid money for, because if they don't make it with us, they'll be tough to sell to anyone else. End quote. How do you feel about that? I guess this is why some clubs have multi-club affiliates, feeder teams. You get that a lot. You know, we've seen that with Crystal Palace, with Leon, and interesting to see Nottingham Forest trying to weasel their way into Europe at the expense of Palace by complaining about the multi-club approach. Now, I watched a few brief highlights, admittedly. It's not easy to find a lot about this guy. He likes his right foot. Saw him ghost in at the far post to score 1 goal with his foot. Bitterly cold-looking encounter away from home. I saw another one of him where he was just quickest to the rebound from close range, a poacher's finish for a winger, and an absolute thriker from outside. the box, top bins as well. He appears to be good at crossing. Nice shots on him. He can tackle. 7 yellow cards in the most recent season. Thankfully, no reds. Maybe we can change that. RDF Tactics on Twitter said he's more of an effective wide player as opposed to someone who constantly looks to dribble and take players on. Okay, so instantly I'm thinking, this guy is David Beckham. Let's carry on with the quote. Works hard, and I don't think he's limited to just one role. He can be an outlet as well as contribute to play. 7 goals, but I do think creatively he does have to improve, end quote. Tony Kaufman on the S24SU forum said, these players won't be for this coming season. Their future potential. Caceres, 22 years old. Nachukwu, 19. Ukaki, apparently 20. They're all young with time to develop and get up to speed with the championship. They'll likely spend time with the development team or go out on loan. One advantage they all have over the current development team is that they have experienced first team football in league matches. So they're arguably ahead of the current crop. We may well see Caceres on the bench this season, but the other two we probably won't get a sight of for at least another 2 or 3 seasons. The problem with our fans is often impatience. If we sign a player, then we want to see them now and can't handle the idea of signing players for the future. The funny thing is that we've been doing this for a while without AI. David Brooks, Iliman Ndiaye, Ryan Oni, Jamal Baptiste, end quote. What do you think of that? How do you feel about the data-driven analytics approach? How do you feel about this way of doing business, if indeed this is how we are going to do business? Let me know. Right, let's move on to our next rumor, Ethan Galbraith. Okay, so instantly this might not sound that exciting. Let me do my very best to get you slightly more excited. It's the Northern Irishman, Ethan Stewart, William Galbraith, the Leyton Orient player linked to Sheffield United by quite a reliable journalist, Peter O'Rourke. Ethan is a right-footed midfielder. He's 4 caps for his country, so he's played international football. I mean, I know it's quite unusual, but then again, if you read the comments that I've read from Orient fans, they love this guy, and they can't quite believe he's playing at that level. His Orient contract expires June 2026. He can play central midfield, attacking midfield, or, and this could be useful, right back. He's a former Manchester United Academy graduate. Is now 24. His birthday's on the 11th of May, so he's only recently 24. He had 2 loan spells away from Manchester United when he was a youngster with Doncaster Rovers in the 2021-2022 season and Salford City, so he didn't go too far. Why did I say it like I was Australian? Salford City in 2022-23. Salford City on the 29th of June 2023. That's when he joined Leyton Orient on a free and has since made 96 appearances for the club, getting 11 goals and 10 assists, actually helping Orient to last season's League One playoff final. Back in the January transfer window, Football Insider revealed that Swansea had seen a £1 million bid for Galbraith rejected. That's money that Leyton Orient need. They didn't want to accept it. That's how much they rate, how highly they rate Galbraith. The midfielder instead remained with Richie Wellens' side, but is again attracting attention from championship clubs, including Sheffield United. This is, of course, after Leyton Orient missed out on promotion. Apparently a hard-working team player with excellent natural fitness. Now, a breakdown of the positions he's played in his burgeoning career. Central midfield 58 times, attacking midfield 43 times, defensive midfield 42 times, right back 42 times. I mean, he knows the position. He can also play slightly further back. Maybe he could play right wing back, right midfield, because he's played there 16 times. Left midfield, he's played a couple of times, even played at centre back. Now, his season data, 6 goals, expected goals, 2.58. An XG, though, of 4.23. Passing, well, his assists, he got 6. Expected assists was lower than that at 3.99. Successful passes, 1,257. Now, to give you an accuracy percentage, which is slightly more useful, that is 76.9. Let's call it 77%. So that's pretty good. Long ball accuracy, not so great, only 28.8%. Chances created, 46. That's quite a lot. Successful crosses, 19, but they were not very accurate, only 20.2% cross accuracy. So I wouldn't play him on the wing necessarily. 51.8% dribble success rate. Did have a lot of touches in the opposition box. Was dispossessed 37 times, 139 fouls. Tackles won, 39, the same. 62.9% of those tackles that he went in for, he actually won. He didn't always do that well with his duels, though, aerially or on the ground. Only 46.6% of those actually won. But he blocked a few shots, had a few interceptions, 185 recoveries. It's all pretty encouraging numbers. He picked up 7 yellows last season, no reds. He's 5'9", a great height for a man. Now, do I think Ethan Galbraith is the midfielder that we need? We have Peck, we have Harmer, we have Brooks, we have Arblaster, we have Souza. We have Tom Davis. There are others. I don't think we need this position yet. What do you think? Maybe. If we lose 1 or 2 players that we don't want to lose. Now, there's some interesting comments that I'm going to read. If you look at Brighton, this is what Aaron Hopkins says on YouTube. If you look at Brighton, when they sign players from random leagues, they take 1 or 2 years to get up to speed. That is absolutely spot on with their approach. And I quite like that. And it feels like we're going in the Brentford-Brighton mold. So that makes sense. If we sign, this is, by the way, speaking about the first player that I was talking about, so not Galbraith, but if we read this comment about Ukaki, it says, if we sign him, he's going to start in games or always be on the bench. I watch him on YouTube, a winger, more tricks than Paul Daniels. Yeah, and Ian going along with the Brentford model absolutely does work. Hey up, pal. Personal, our focal point of this window should be the defence. Yes, agreed. As things stand, we only have 2 first-team centre-backs and 1 right-back. We have just paid 10 to 30 million on Cannon. I believe he will become good. Yeah, I think we have to believe that Cannon will become good. Andy says we don't want lower league players. I mean, we have in the past, and sometimes they've worked. Let's all remember, Brighton did not start using the AR model until 2019-20, which I think is a very good point. Season 2 years into the Prem already at this point. I think we need to get there first before we fully invest in AI. I heard today Wilder might not be the manager. The owners might want a foreign manager, says Andy. Well, you've heard that. I haven't heard that. We need to keep Harmer, Cooper, Souza, Peck, Burrows, Campbell, says Matthew. Could not agree more. We're very light at right back and right wing, Hal. Yes, Galbraith could suit either of those roles. As mentioned, he could. Reading about his crossing ability, I'm not 100% sure he's my first choice at that one. Right, let's move on to the next rumour that we are hearing about, which is Cameron Brangan. Cameron Mark Thomas Brannigan, 29-year-old midfielder, much sought after. Wilder may be looking at his 2018 shortlist. Brannigan is listed at 5'11", just slightly too tall for the great height for a man scale. An academy graduate of Liverpool, right-footed. Brannigan made his senior debut in 2015, but managed just 9 appearances for Liverpool. He joined Fleetwood Town on loan in 2017 before signing for Oxford United on a permanent deal the following year. He has represented England at under 18 level and under 20 level. In his career, he's made 341 appearances and scored 56 goals, all of them for Oxford United, who he has played 317 times for. He's mostly played League One football. His goal return in League One, very, very good. But last season, he got a taste of the Championship, his first taste of the Championship, and he handled it. He handled it well. He played 33 times, only getting 3 goals, nowhere near his numbers that he saw in League One. He was getting regularly in League One over 10 goals a season, got 4 assists in the Championship. He also picked up a fairly high 10 yellow cards. In fact, his entire career, he's picked up 81 yellows and 1 red. Woof, that's a lot of yellows. He is a central midfielder, but if we break down the exact positions he's occupied in his pro and youth career, I went back and looked at the data, it looks like this. He's played 233 times as a central midfielder, 88 times further back, just in front of the back 4, 59 times he's played like a 10. He's played left midfield 5 times, right midfield 5 times, so we're not counting him as a winger. He's regarded as a tough tackling, aggressive midfielder, composed on the ball. He's not hurried in possession. If you look at any clips of him, he looks really calm, not one to panic. An Oxford fan I spoke with said he was one of the most determined, team-orientated, hard-working players the U's have ever had. He's got great stamina and is reportedly one of the fittest players at Oxford and the captain. He also scored one of the goals of the season, a 35-yarder in April, as Oxford United grabbed a crucial point at Cardiff City. Check it out if you get a chance. The Oxford star has enjoyed a very successful time at Oxford. Do not be put off by the fact that this sounds like, another player who's played majority, it's easy for me to say, of his career in League One. Gary Rowett's side, as they secured championship survival after 25 years as well, away from the second tier, he was integral. Brangan has probably got one big move in him because of his age. There are plenty of clubs that are interested in him. At Oxford Jack said Cameron Brangan gives Oxford something so unique. He operates in that middle third so well. It's like he's not even a midfielder. He is the midfield. It's so majestic and extravagant the way he can caress a football with that sweet right of his, the work rate like a supernova. And I think Oxford Jack's got his tongue a little bit in his cheek there. But I do believe from what I've read, Oxford fans absolutely love him. Went on their forum a little earlier. Brangan was described as having been one of the best players in League One for many seasons. Now, that actually is a quote from then Oxford boss Des Buckingham when he signed a new long-term contract last summer with its length undisclosed. Why do you have to disclose the length of contracts? Well, Oxford decided they were going to break the mold, and no one knows when Brannigan's contract runs out. I like that. We all seem to know. We all seem to know exactly that Anel Ahmedhodzic's contract runs out next summer. Now, Brannigan stayed a key figure as Buckingham was replaced by Gary Rowett. And of course, as I mentioned, the club secured that championship status. Cameron does, though, seem happy in Oxfordshire. He told Radio Oxford in the autumn, I've said this to many people close to me, but this will be me for the rest of my life, to be honest. I'll live down here for the rest of my life. I won't ever move back now. I'll be very surprised if I do. This is where my home is now. I'm more than happy here. I love the place. I've said it many a time. I love the people, and my life is probably now here in Oxfordshire. When I first signed, I probably would disagree and say there's never in a million years I'll be living here and staying here because I didn't enjoy it at first. I missed home. I missed my family and my friends, and I was here on my own. So that was a big factor. I was traveling to Liverpool quite a bit. But now you can't get me back home. I love it here. I love this place. Cameron Brannigan, if we want him, might be hard to prize away hearing that. We're only after Oxford players because they beat us 1-0, typical Blades. I mean, we have done that before. I remember we signed Bobby Ford after he got sent off against us and handballed on the line, but then was actually very good against us. Other times, Nick Henry as well. I remember him playing well for Oldham, and we went and got him. We are going backwards, according to Andy, with these kind of players. You heard wrong. Wilder going nowhere. Yeah, that's in reference to apparently the owners wanting a foreign manager. I haven't heard that. Bricktop hasn't heard that either. Do you know what? Time will tell. I don't know enough about the new owners yet to know, A, their mettle. What are they going to be like when we get a serious offer for a player? Let's say a team comes in and they've got in their minds that, let's say Harmer is worth, in their mind, 25 million, right? And the offer comes in at 20. Do they hold their nerve and go, it's 25? Goodbye. Or do they say, yeah, okay, that's close enough. We'll find out. Hopefully, though, we don't lose our key players. And there's more that we've been linked with. Let's look at Youssef Cheriti. Now, this one is an interesting one because I'm not seeing too many sources that I trust reporting this, but Youssef Ramelow Cheriti. We're going to talk about him in case it happens. He was born on the 24th of May, 2004. He's a Portuguese footballer. He can choose to represent later in life if he wants to. 3 nations in total. Portugal. He has a Tunisian father and a Bissau Guinean, I think that's the correct way of saying it, mother. Although he seems to have stapled his Portuguese colours very much to the Portuguese mast, representing them at youth level. Youssef plays as a striker. He's with Premier League club Everton. This would be very much with an eye on a loan. Now, he's 6'4", ridiculous, far too tall, 21 years young. He joined the Toffees from Sporting Club, or you might say Sporting Lisbon, if you want to get it wrong, for a fee of 12.5 million euros, which could rise to 15 million euros with add-ons. That's not chump change. Everton obviously don't want to sell this guy just yet. This would be a loan, see if he kicks on. Sporting are also owed 12.5% of any profit Everton receive on the future transfer of the player. For Sporting, he only played 22 times. He only scored 3 goals, but he did play, in the Portuguese top flight. And that's a very high level, particularly with Benfica, with Porto, Braga, who else? I don't know. But Cheriti made his debut for Everton on the 26th of August, coming off the bench in the 66th minute. The 66th minute. I don't even have a lisp. I'm on a teeth whitening journey at the moment. Give me a break. I've been having these bracy things in at night. Anyway, he replaced Dobbin in a 1-0 league loss. That was to Wolves. Now, 4 days later, this was not great for him because he made his first start in the EFL Cup away at Doncaster Rovers, and the Toffees were losing at half-time 1-0, and Cheriti was actually replaced by Beto, who went on and actually did really well and scored the equaliser. And then he would take a while. They ended up winning Everton 2-1. It would take a while for him to get back in. He played for the under-21s in an EFL Trophy group stage match against Mansfield Town. He actually scored the only goal of the game, but that was an extra time penalty. So he needs a loan. He needs a loan. His goal return is a concern unless you look at the Portugal youth setup. Check these numbers out, right? Portugal under 18, 12 starts, 6 goals. Okay, it gets better. Portugal under 19, 4 starts, 3 goals. Pow. Portugal under 20, 4 starts, 2 goals. Portugal under 21, decent level. He's played twice, scored 1 goal. That's a goal every other game. Or if you're in Aluko, a goal every game. Now, he's regarded as good in the air. Apparently, a really good jump on him. Leaps like a salmon. Leaps like Sam McCallum. Might be useful defending our own box. A la McBurney, too, who's very good at that. He's brave, hardworking, bit of pace. Apparently, he's strong. He's, as I said before, he's a right footer. His Everton contract expires in June 2027. He's valued now at around £8 million. It seems like his value has dropped. That's according to Transfermarkt. And he's an out-and-out centre forward, which I like. I'm sure if you've watched this channel long enough, you know that if I'm talking about a striker, I like a striker to be a striker, not a striker that necessarily floats onto the wings, drops deep. Last season, though, he had a couple of injuries, and this is something that always concerns me, particularly in young players. Do they have recurring injuries? He had an ankle injury that affected him twice. He had a foot injury. He was out for 118 days with that. He then had a hamstring injury not long after that, kept him out for 53 days. Hopefully, they are behind him. What do we think? Any thoughts? Now, there's still the topic of Wilder coming back up. Wilder was offered a new contract. Bricktop says, why would they get rid of Wilder? He's just signed a new deal, and it wouldn't make business sense. It would cost a lot of money and a payoff. Don't know about that. You never know what the deal was and how it was structured, because I'd imagine these owners are pretty savvy and have get-out clauses in there. Personally, I don't think this is now the time that Wilder would go. It's interesting, though. We don't know what their ideas are. I'd love to speak to them. I'd love to hear more of their ideas and more of their plans. The only thing we've seen, and we can only really judge by actions, is the implementation of this data-driven model because of Caceres and Nchukwu, who we've already signed. And today, thanks to Danny Hall, we are hearing about another player. Interestingly, the same club that Nchukwu came from. So it's Ukaki, and we'll see if he is going to be a success. Ekije Success, Ukaki is his full name. I like that. Apparently, with actually Sheffield United signing Nchukwu, it freed up playing time for Ukaki in the Bulgarian league because he came from the same club. So that's quite interesting. Both of them wingers, both of them short, both of them from Nigeria. I don't know what they're using for the data search, but it might be stuck. Always interested in your thoughts. As ever, thank you very much for being a part of this. Do check out our audio podcast if you get a chance as well. And please give us a review on iTunes. It really helps people to find it. Cheers.
Ole, ole, ole.